I've been held up in this city for a while due to the rain. I hope that the rain will never stop.
Oh, I see. So as soon as it stops raining, you'll leave.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Welcome back. Thanks for being here today. Happy Thursday, December 19th. Holy but Jesus. Christmas is right around the corner. Welcome into day 48 of Grüvee, the social collaborative playlist. Yeah, day 48. Yesterday was emo Wednesdays. Today's lo-fi Thursdays. So we do our work today. We're gonna be listening to some lo-fi hip-hop beats for the day. I don't know what Friday's gonna be. No idea. But We'll figure something out. But if you were here yesterday we were working on the side menu action for our navigation. This has become I wouldn't say challenging, but just a lot of behind the scenes work, it seems like, to get this side menu like navigation item going. So we're still working on that, and we're going to continue working on that today. The game plan really is yesterday we were able to actually get the side menu to open, though it was on every single view, which kind of sucked. We'll deal with that later. We needed to go ahead and actually pass our members data back to that side menu. And the current way that we had it with the setup props and things like that, we weren't able to do that. So we're going to use context, right? That's what it was called. React context, like context providers and all that fun stuff. Yeah, this thing. To basically create this context to share our members data across the entire app. And then pull that into our side menu and update that as needed. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. And then once we do that, we're gonna go ahead and actually finish up designing our side menu component. And when we do that, we'll finally be able to get the last part in, which is basically just setting up the setting it up so it only opens in the song list view, or essentially where we want to see it, right? So that is that. One thing, actually, let's go here real quick. One thing I did want to talk about is the one thing I did want to talk to you about is again, the channel points. If you have been on Twitch for a little while, this past week, maybe 2 weeks or so, Twitch is now open channel points to all streams. So check out the pixels we got in the bottom left-hand corner of your chat. Look at some of the cool custom things that you can use those pixels for, those pixel points. One of them is actually embedding a comment in code on whatever line in the current file we're in. So I'll throw that out there. I really like these points ideas. I think it's really fun, entertaining. So I'll throw it out there. But let's go ahead. Day 48 of Grüvee. Let's get this thing popping, eh? Let's get this thing popping, eh? All right. So we were working on yesterday the context provider stuff. Okay. Yeah. This is something that that Poopa actually sent in chat yesterday. Oh, I see. So context provider ends up being a function that takes children. And then we have the members and set members. So we set a state on there and we return the actual context provider type or component. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna try this out. Because we did set up, essentially the first part was to set, create this context of our members over here. And I was thinking, like, do we actually need to set this? I don't think we need to set a value here, right? When we're creating that context. Sure, if that's the case there. I just want to do this thing. And then this thing, we're going to call this context provider. Oh, members is already used. Oh, right. We're not going to be passing in members anymore. So we're good there. Then context is not defined. So I think we're going to have to actually add that in, right? think it's just part of React. Yeah, like that. And so we have our context provider. We have our members here. And then we have our use state. So we'll also need to do that here. So use state is there. It's just an empty array, set members. And we're not using set members right now. I think we probably will end up using that a bit later, but as of now, we actually don't need that. So we're just going to keep those members. Then I'm just going to want to actually throw this in here. Because I do want to basically say like, hey, context provider. This is being called. Or actually, I guess that doesn't really matter. It's more so here we're going to comment that out, that flat list. All our hard work for our flat list yesterday. And then we're just going to throw this here, members side menu. So now in our safe area, we should be rendering out this context provider component. And so this thing wraps the value of members. But I think this, yeah. It's whatever the children is, whatever's passed in. I'm actually curious. We should probably just log members here. I want to know what it is. But that should be okay. And then here again. Let me look at this. In the create context portion of this. When React renders a component that ascribes to this context object, it will read the current context value from the closest matching provider above it in the tree. Default value argument is only used when a component does not have a matching provider above in the tree. Okay. And then my context dot provider value. So that's what we're doing here, the my context stuff. Right, this would be context provider. So let's call this members provider. Actually would go there. And then that thing is doing that. Console members, then return context provider value members. Oh wait. But this is my context. This is the part that I get a little confused on. Guess we should maybe do it like this. Because if we do members provider, no, I think that's okay. And then value. The prior all containers that descends prior will re-render when the provider's value prop changes. Okay. So I think that should be okay for when this member's value changes. I want to see what happens. Let's see if anything ends up happening here. And then this is members, players data dot members. Okay. npm run start. First try for the fam. First try. Will this be a first try? Find out more on Pixelogic Dev TV. That was really fucking weird. Oof, it's a nice rainy day here in Seattle. The vibes are good. The vibes are good. I like it. Alright, we're gonna keep the console open here. And let's get it rolling, folks. Alright, so no issues there. And so that, I think the context stuff will only apply when we actually hit or go into the side menu. So it looks like the log statement wasn't hit. So that must mean that this actually didn't render. Oh, I guess I probably need to do this, right? Or no. Because we are returning this thing. Oh, unless it's... I'm gonna look. Yeah, let me take a look at like another example that's not from the docs. I think there's something I'm missing here. Okay, imagine I have some information want available anywhere, everywhere. Yo, Sarah Hat, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Glad to have you here, my friend. Thanks for being here today. So imagine I have some information available everywhere throughout the app, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So user context, React, create context. This user context ends up saying user provider, consumer, blah. Okay. Mike Staver, thank you so much for the follow, friend. Welcome to the Pixologic team. Glad to have you here. Okay, gotcha. So you create a context and you call it user context. This will give me user context.provider and user context.consumer. Oh, I like this. So essentially they just create a whole separate setup for this for user context specifically. Okay, I like this example. Let's follow this a little bit and see if we can maybe do something along those lines. So instead of components, let's just call this, create a new folder here called context. Oh no. Yeah, let's do a new folder, call this context. And then inside of here, we're going to create a new file called, maybe we should do, I don't know if we should do a members context or just like playlist data context. I think right now we'll just start with members. So members context.js. Oops. Yeah. Essentially, we're going to copy the same sort of flow. We're going to call this members context. And we have the same, we do create context. And then we take the provider on those. And then we have the members provider. And then the members consumer. So this is the one we're going to want to update in our playlist items, right? And then this is the one that we're going to want to use over in our side menu. think that makes sense. Okay. So I'm passing an empty object value here to represent that I might be filling in this data later with an API call. You can pre-populate this whatever data you want in case you're not retrieving the data through an API. Cool. So that makes sense. And since we don't have the members data, essentially we are populating this with an API call later once we get it. Okay, then providing context. The provider always needs to exist as a wrapper around the parent element, no matter how you choose to consume the values. Wrap the entire app component in the provider. I'm just creating some value user and passing it down to the provider value prop. Okay. So then they import their user provider, and then they pass in the value of whatever that is. So in our instance, what we're going to want to do is do something sort of similar. But in our playlist item, right, we're going to take this thing, and we are going, I guess, first import this. We're going to call this members provider, and that's going to come from Grüvee. Context, and then we're going to call this members context. And then you're going to recur before the component input. Okay. Got to follow the linter rules, you know? Okay, cool. So now we got our members provider in there. And then, so they're wrapping this entire thing in that. So that means we don't need that. So members provider. And then we call value on this thing. And this value from what we had set up here. Oh no, or so this value would just be like that. And then we take our touchable opacity stuff. So take this guy. And then throw that inside our provider. Okay. I think this makes sense. So our provider is going to essentially wrap all of our content with this data value. Okay. And so I guess the only issue here is this technically a child, this side menu, right? Are we going to be able to provide wow. I can't talk. Are we going to be able to pass our members value down? It's weird. Since it's a side menu thing. Guess we'll see. But it says now any child, grandchild, great grandchild, so on will have access to a user as a prop. Unfortunately, retrieving this value is slightly more involved than simply getting it like you might with this.props. Okay, so then the way you provide content is the same for class functional components, but consuming it is a little different for both. So class component, no. Functional component. Functional components will use context, such as the example below. It's the equivalent static of context type. So use context, import our user context, and then that's it. So not too bad. I guess let's figure out Let's figure out what we got. Yeah. And then, so at this point, it would just be... Oh no! I lost connection to my mouse. Oh, did it die? No way. Oh snap, I think maybe my mouse died? Hello? Hello, mouse? Ooh. I think it might have died, which means... Which means I need another mouse. Hello? Hello, mouse? Oh my god. Oh my god. I didn't plan for this. Alright, give me 1 second. Let me look for a mouse real quick. I will be right back. I think I can just... Oh, snap. I don't know if I have one. Alright, give me 1 second. I'm gonna look around. Yo, all right. Oh. Hey, Silly, what's up? I'm doing well. Trackpad for the win. Yo, if only. If only. What's up, Mike? Don't you wish the apples design was better? At this moment in time, 100%. At this moment in time, I do very much so. I'm kind of... Yeah, not sure what I'm going to do here. I remember when this used to be a car stream. Hey, stacking. Yes, the car stream. The good old days. The good old days. So here's the thing. I know I have a mouse. I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. I lied. Maybe it's somewhere in here. Yo, Tea Leafy, what's up? Welcome. Love you. Dude, thank you. It's been a while, man. Welcome in. Thanks for being here. You changed, man? What do you mean, bro? Pulling out my bag of items. I might have it in here. I have a Halo mouse that I used to use for work. That's what I'm looking for. Because here's the thing. I could use my desktop mouse. But I'm going to have to go back and forth between that and my laptop. It's going to suck. Gosh, where did I put that thing? I don't know where I put that thing. Well, this is highly unfortunate. So, what we're going to do is... Oh man, I guess we're gonna go back and forth between the desktop. Hopefully I don't have to do anything on my desktop. Maybe I can just try using the arrow keys on my desktop. Give me 1 second while I connect this mouse. Happy almost Xmas. Yo, thanks. You as well. You as well. It is almost that time. Oh, here we go. Identifying your keyboard. Press the key immediately to the right of the shift key on the left side of the keyboard. What? Press the key immediately to the right of the shift key on the left side of the keyboard. To the right. Boom. I don't even know why. This thing already works. It's just for... Okay. All right. So we're in, folks. We're good. Yo, Pollux, welcome back. Welcome, welcome. We got the other mouse. This one has a proper USB charging port if needed. Problem is this was for my desktop. So, yeah. Anyways, back to what we were doing. Death Adder? No, it's the Mamba, the Razer Mamba wireless. Yeah, I owned a Mamba for about like 4 or 5 years, a wireless version before this, and the battery just like I replaced the battery a couple times and now it's shot. So I bought this one. It's like $50 on Black Friday. It's an incredible mouse. I love it. I love it. Oh no, the scroll's inverted. It's always so weird. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this members stuff here. And we need to then... Yes, do this user context stuff. So we're importing that. That's what was happening before my mouse died. And here we go, folks. So that was actually going to go... Let's comment that. Oops. And then this. Go there. And we're actually going to want to do members context. Sweet. My G502 just died after 6 months. Oh, really? Dude, that's actually... Oh, I'm sorry to see that. But I'm actually glad I made the right choice because I was between this one and that mouse. I heard a lot of really good things about it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how this one seems like so far it's been great. Really have been enjoying it. I guess I don't even need that. I can just do this. So we just call this members. And then we do members context. All right. Might give the Master MX a chance. Probably a smart idea. Another one I've heard a lot of really good things about. So for now, we're just gonna go ahead and log out our members, and let's see what happens. I think I've set this up properly. This example was pretty helpful. So it says use the context. So we create our context, and then we pull the provider and context out of it. Wrap provider around your parent component, and then a class can consume with static context type, X context, and then a functional component can consume with use context. So the only thing that I think we might have an issue with is there might be a chance that this is not technically the parent, right? Meaning we wrap the members provider that around the playlist item itself, but I don't think the side menu is technically a child of this, which means we might have to wrap it at an even higher level. So we're about to find out on this episode of Pixelogic Dev. Oh man, it's just I feel like I don't use keyboard shortcuts enough. do I do this thing? Once you get used to the back button on the mouse, you can't go back. That is very true. It's a really good point. Oh man, what's the... There it is, option. The option key. See, yep. A leave. A thank you. Reload that. So the reason why I have the magic mouse is because of the gestures on it. And it's so, that's like the one thing it's hard for me to go back from. Cannot read property context of undefined. Well then. In our side menu. Oh, it can't be found? Oh. Ooh. Members context. Did I import this incorrectly? To use context, user context from user context. Yeah, no, this should be... Oh, that's why. Because this is the default that we're exporting from. There we go. There we go. The magic mouse uncomfortable? I kind of like go back and forth on it. I think I've gotten used to it, and the way that I hold my mouse, I think it's considered like a claw holder or something like that, where it's like I don't rest my palm on it when I use that mouse. I use my fingers a lot for it. All right, so we go in here, and so now at this point we should have our context set up. Doesn't seem like that actually worked. Yeah, and I'm really more along the lines of, I think we have to wrap that in our root, because yeah, because our provider, yeah, this members provider, this is probably not being used yet, or it's not wrapping the side menu, which is the problemo here. Yeah. And it's not like we can wrap this thing here. Oh, unless... Okay, so we call the navigation, right? The navigation essentially gets our stack, we have this top bar thing here. And then show members action. Show members action happens where? Should happen here. Yeah. So at this point, our side menu is here. And in our index, we do have our component here. Side menu, all members name. That is this guy. But how can I pass that along here? Because I do have the show members action, and then show members action. Show members action, playlist data. Yeah, and so at this point, it does pass along our members. That's what's currently being logged out, which is good. It's just we can't pass those props in there. Let me see if I can look something up here. React Native navigation and context. Hey, what's up, Poopa? Yeah, so I think I got it, but I'm having some issues with it. So what I ended up doing was I created this new folder called context, created this thing called a members context, and then just separated out the provider and the consumer. And so at this point, in my playlist item, which is where I have my members, I ended up wrapping this in my my provider, right? And so passing the value of my members. The problem is that when I wrap this, the side menu technically isn't a child of this, right? So it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't pass down anything. Yeah, so we don't get access to it in our side menu component here. And so I did use context of the members context. Yeah, and so I'm trying to provide needs to wrap the entire navigation stack. Oh, okay, so it's not like you can pick and choose. It just has, like, no matter what, it has to. If you want data to persist. Okay. Got it. So with that, this is even sort of weird. Otherwise, it is screen component specific and follows component lifestyle. Okay. Gotcha. Because even, I guess I just have to put in the root, right? So where is this thing? It's probably app.js or something. Yeah. So we would put it here, but can I wrap the provider without providing any value, right? I can still just do, oof, man, this is funky. Yeah. I can still do this, right? Safe area. What's up, Ofex? Welcome in. I don't know if it's more proper to do the safe, like do it around the safe area. It seems like it is. Something like that, right? But the thing I was asking is, can I actually just not provide a value here? Or the provider won't work because the provider won't work because it needs a value to go off of, right? Is it Flutter? It is not. This is React Native, my friend. Yeah, so that at this point we have that. Pass both the value and the mutator through the context provider. But so I don't have the value at this point. That's what I'm trying to understand. Right, because I also found, so you just initialize it? Oh, just to, I guess just like an empty array, right? And that's what you were, yeah, essentially. So like, I do create context as so we should be good there. And then use state. So why do you, that's what I was trying to understand. Why are you using use state for that, right? Shouldn't the context still like have some sort of consistency without having to use state for each component? In Firebase AWS, we actually don't have a backend set up, OFX. Not yet. First, we're going through the UI and getting this all set up, state management and things like that. And then, yeah, we'll go and set up a backend. Hey, good night, Tea Leaf. Have a good one. Thanks for coming by. Hope to see you again. Oh, you still have to do data store somewhere. Huh. Okay. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. So then if you're doing, since you're doing it at the top level, essentially the provider's always pulling from that state from the very top level, right? If I'm understanding that correctly. I want to get back. Yeah, here it was. Yes, this is what you gave me yesterday. So I want to actually grab this real quick. Hey, OFX, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Pixelogic team. Glad to have you here, my friend. Yeah, so I had this thing that you sent yesterday. And so at this, in this case, let's remove that. Oops. You can separate context and its state into a different component so it's easy to manage instead of being in app.js, but I would just get it working first. Yeah. For sure. Okay. Oh, so could I just throw this into this members context that I made? Yeah, that probably makes more sense. Yeah, so this members provider thing. Let's just do this. Dude, Poopa, top tier contributor. Gotta throw some mad props. Dude, I think you have single-handedly taught me React Native. Single-handedly. Mad props, my dude. Thanks for the help. Cool. Yeah, so then if that's there, then all I have to do is import members provider, which we did. Use state we don't need anymore. Cool. Hey, silly, but it's still JS. Bro, it doesn't matter, man. You're right. It probably should have been TypeScript, but we'll let it slide. Wait, what's a quick fix for this thing? Oh, gotcha. All right. I can deal with that. With context equals component. Props. Context.consumer. No worries, dude. No worries. Thank you for writing it. Appreciate it. Dun, 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 dun. Seems like this is going to be this, though. With what's this with context thing that you got in here though? So with context equals added to the same context. Oh, what? What? I'll show you. Okay. Show away. Dun, 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 dun. I wonder why, when I was following this, they didn't bring up anything about use state. I guess this is if you just wanted to pass it along. Place contributor with members.provider. Yes. Got that. Well, it would be this members context, right? So members context.provider thing. Could be other ways. Yeah, yeah, for sure. But I'll take it. But I'd rather understand it. All right, so here, members context.provider. We got it. Oh yeah, so member context here. This thing members provider is our expert. Oh, then the one you want to pass. Okay. Yeah. We here. So now I have my members provider already imported, which is good. And we do have this thing set here. I think that makes sense. Hey, Vickers, what's up, dude? Welcome in. Okay. Oh, we probably... Oh, and wrap it? What do you mean? Oh, you mean down here? Gotcha. I went to the wrong line. Export default with context. Oh. Oh. So export default with context. And so this thing needs to be brought in. So not memo anymore. We got with context. And playlist item. Oh, you can use memo as well? So I can do... with context. And memo. So like this. Playlist item, okay. Okay, cool. And yeah, Vicus, yes you can. Gotta make it count, man. Gotta get those pixels. Modify module. So with context, we do this thing. So then you can use those values we pass to context provider. Okay. So these things here, right? But this is still correct. I still need to wrap this thing to actually pass in that value, right? And so from React, yeah. From here, no. I don't have any with context here. Oh, is that the thing? That thing that you typed up above, right? The with context equals component. Ah, gotcha. Okay, so you're saying... Oh, wrong one. Forgot which keyboard I'm using. So you're saying this thing... Or this thing. Yeah. No, I was just looking at it right now. What should be this, right? With context. Probably think there was an extra param around here somewhere. That was good. Let me break this up a little bit. Yeah, right. So it'd be this, context. Oh, returns a component with props and values. So this thing, this can be whatever I want it to be. So Oh, like I have to do this as well? Or you're saying as another value? Two lambdas? What the heck is that? I've never seen that before. That's really a thing? So equals this thing. So is this just another function that's returning another function? Is that what we're doing here? It's an HOC. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Please hold. Higher order components. Hold on, let me do a quick read. It's an advanced, no wonder. It's advanced. I'm not advanced. For using component logic. HOCs is not part of the React API per se. They're a pattern that emerges from React's compositional nature. Higher order component is a function that takes a component and returns a new component. So a function that takes a component, i.e. function that takes some component and returns another component and returns this thing. As a component transfer props into UI higher order. Okay. Okay. That's good to know. I've never seen that before. So if we got that there, let's see what the heck's going on here. Oh, that will do that. There we go. Exported as well. Okay. Let's do this. So members provider, members consumer, and then with context. And then pass set members to provider value. Pass set members to provider value. As so? Or just members? Oh, value members and then set members. Gotcha. Okay, so we start by creating this members context. I'm going to go through this to make sure I understand this. Create this member context thing, right? And then from there, we use the members provider, which will take in children. So children are basically... Yeah, no, I know one more step, but I'm trying to... oh, in this file. Okay. I thought it was the last step. Export cons with context. Set members and these children. Create context. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So you're setting this up. Oops. Okay. Set children. Set children to 0. Dude, this is some fancy. Oh, it's a lambda? Okay, okay. This is fancy shit, man. Yeah. No. So create context, children is nothing. Set children is a function. And then okay, so that's so children is just members, right? Is essentially what we're doing here. And then no, you're good. And then set children. Yeah, change children to like members, right? So members and then set members. Right? That's what we want here. I don't need this anymore, right? Or I do. Oh, these things. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now this makes more sense now. So we carry context. Our context is going to have members, which is just going to be an array or whatever type we want it to be. But right now it's going to be an array. Set members is just our function, which is our use state. So then we have our use state here for our state management within our hook. Our functional component. And then we have our context provider. Our value is going to be looking at members and set members. And then when it changes, these are the children that come out of it. Hey, Chocolatine, what's up? Welcome in. Thanks for that. How you doing, friend? Nice to see ya. Then we have our consumer. And then that's going to be used here. So it's a component that returns another component, right? And then members context.consumer. It goes through and this component renders out the props and the context. So we don't need, so first of all, we don't need this anymore. Music is too slow? Oh no. Bro, it's lo-fi hip-hop Thursdays. What you mean? Monkeys Can Fly. Great name. What's up, dude? Yeah, if you actually type !project in chat, you'll get a little bit more information, but we're making a React Native music collaboration / social app. Basically, create plays with your friends, add songs no matter what provider you're on, and comment on songs inside the app. Talk more about it, things like that. Oh, and then with context, doesn't come from here. It's going to come from this thing. Oh, so I should be doing that. I shouldn't be doing it here. I should be doing it on the side menu. Okay, cool. Cool. Oh, you'll do it in both places. Oh, because this is doing the data, or this is setting the data, right? And then The other one is accessing the data. Okay. Yeah, I'll set members in this one, right? Okay. So at this point, all right, let me add the with context here. Oops. Cool. So that's there. And then if we go back here to do the set members, again, well, so don't we still need to get that off of the members context? So it would be members context dot set members. Your context values are passed like any other prop, so now just treat them like any other prop. Okay. So at this point, when I do this export, yeah, I guess that's syntactically, right? So if it's like any other prop, then do I have to access these props though with like within this? So like this dot whatever my prop is. Const playlist item equals set members plays data. So I can just pass them in here is what you're saying. Okay. And so we had members and set members. Oh, but they'll be passed to the top. I guess it doesn't really matter, right? And then we'll probably want to do what's that thing called here? Probably want to do this on load, right? So it's use effect, right? I always forget. Use effect, yeah. So we'll probably want to do use effect. Oh, what? Okay. Set members. Coming from our contacts, set members like that. Okay. And then show members. Actually don't need this anymore. Like that. Okay. Almost there. Almost about to show something, hopefully. So playlist item again. Yeah, it should be good, right? And at this point, we can uncomment this thing. And then if we do with context here, that means we should have access to the properties here. So I should be able to pass in, I should be able to get members, right?
I stay a bit longer.
And then we just do members here. So far, so good. Thanks. Yeah, dude. Give me 1 second. I don't think we need members context anymore, right? With context again there. And then app.js. Okay. Yeah, so the only thing about the members provider is the value portion of this, but that's already initialized, right? So we shouldn't have any issues here. But for some reason, I thought the value portion of these providers would watch those certain values, right? Looks good? Okay, cool. Okay, so trying to see if there's anything else here potentially. I don't think so. I think that's good. All right, Poopa. Top tier legend. Thank you for that, man. For real. Highly appreciate all your support and your help. Freaking awesome, man. Learning very large amounts of React from you, and I greatly appreciate it. Telling you all my reacts. Yo, for real though, what the heck's wrong with you, man? What's up, Dev Felix? Is this flat? Oh, no, the one you're thinking of is Flutter, and we're actually using something called React Native. Hey, Poopa, can you do me a favor? I gotta keep my mouse is. That's all, whatever. Can you do exclamation point React Native? You just type that in chat. I'd appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate it. Yeah, right there for you, Felix, in case you want to know a little bit more. It's just like the official docs from Facebook. So for everyone who tuned in a bit later, my magic mouse ran out of battery. And so I had to use my desktop or my streaming PC mouse on my Mac. Yeah. So now I can't switch. And I'm having issues with doing like tabbing for some reason in Windows, which is really sad. Why React and not Flutter? Honestly, mostly because I wanted to learn React. Or more React Native. And Flutter, I just didn't. It seems from what I've seen in kind of like what I've been doing a lot like during the days, React Native is definitely picking up a lot of traction. So it made more sense to me to go with React. It's more pure curiosity instead of Flutter. Okay, so I guess the other thing works, right? Well, I don't see any data. So there's a couple possibilities here. Got to put some some probably log statements somewhere, right? So essentially here in our app, we did wrap this, right? So members provider should be there, which is good. In our playlist item, set members, this is what I wanted to see. Let's see what that thing is. And that's when we get to a playlist item, so. Yep, it's also, it's exactly what it is for sure. Okay, cool. So it does have our context there, which is sweet. Oh, but but technically, this set members is initialized as a lambda, right? But if I do pass this in here, my members provider, I don't know if it's using the use state one. Does that make sense? Oh, hold up. Did I do it in the wrong spot? Hold on. Hold the phone. Let's just double check. Let's double check this. It will? Playlist item. So this is the playlist item. Right here is our playlist items. And on initial setup, when I render a playlist item, there's just placeholder until you provide a value to the provider. That's what I thought. So I'm wondering if, I guess at this point, yeah, okay, that's what I was going to check next to see if this actually has it. Because it does. It should at least. It should have some members in it. Did I spell that right? I did. Spelling. Because I'm also... Show song list action. Yeah. Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, so here's each playlist. They each have members in them, so that's good to know. They do have members. And at this point, I technically should be able to still see it over here. Wonder if my flat list maybe is getting messed up. It was just on this use effect at this point. It was referencing, if I logged out set members, it was referencing just this, right? So is there a possibility that the members provider wasn't actually, it didn't actually pass anything in at that point? Yeah, because we know that's there. I guess let's see as well if we're actually getting anything in here, right? Gig hub. No worries, dude. I'm gonna keep a bugging around here. Yo, Ted, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Pixologic team, my friend. Glad to have you here. Again, folks, we every day of the week we tried to do a different genre of music. So yesterday was emo Wednesdays. Today's lo-fi Thursdays. Don't know what tomorrow's gonna be. Something, hopefully, something good. I forgot what where I put my log statement. Oh, member side menu. I see what might be the issue. You knew the context provider. Okay. Her. It's actually kind of weird. Oh, no, it is there. Okay. It's just all the way up there. Yeah, it doesn't get re-rendered. We need to wrap the navigation stack with context provider. It was inside the stack navigator. Was it? Okay. The navigation stack with context provider. So this thing. But how? Because app is the root. Right, we have our navigation route here, side menu. Slightly different. Yeah, I think what we could do, I think the one thing we might be able to do is essentially it's weird because this is a stack, right? And so the issue is, yeah, we need to wrap this thing because currently we're only doing pretty much this, the children inside the stack. Let's take a look-see then, folks, sure? Cool, thanks for that, man. Let's take a look-see at it. Did I do it? Yeah. All right, so second callback. Navigation.register component. Oh, I see. I see that. think I see that. I guess the only problem is register component. The stack isn't a component, right? That's the, because I mean, yeah, we could do it here. Because I mean, I guess I can do it here, right? But this isn't around the stack. You may have to hack context providers for React Native Navigation v2. Oh my gosh. Let's take a look. See if we can find something. Okay, so that's what you just sent me. We'll try wrapping each one like the last GitHub link. Okay, so every single one wrapped with the provider. Okay. All right. Let's close out of these real quick. Full screen this bad boy. And so it's, oh my god, my scrolls, they're all reversed. Hey, Dark Whiskey, what's up? Welcome back. How we doing? Doing well, doing well. Just, you know, debugging stuff and trying to get data just to come through one section. Just one section of this app, man. Holy amole. All right, let's see if we can set this bad boy up. So let's do this thing. Pass in some props. This is going to be our app component. This is using that fancy higher order thing. Do this. Like that. And then in here, we essentially do title context provider. So we're going to need to bring in this thing. Doing that thing. And it's going to be what we did here. So let me remove this. like that. And then that's going to go like that. And then at this point, no. Here, we'll go ahead and do whatever the component we're passing in is. So this would be app. And then we'll pass in props. There we go. So along those lines, we need a comma. Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. So this React must be in scope when using JSX ESLint. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't import React here. Well, then that might be a bit of an issue. There we go. I also try it with React Native at the moment. It is really fun. Oh, that's good. Dude, React Native's, it's pretty good. It's funny because like I think the only issue I've had is with the navigation stuff, which has always been something that I was nervous about when going into React Native. I've heard a lot of horror stories about navigation, and I don't say I'm having a horror story, but it's a lot that goes on to do like navigation and passing data between different views. So it's interesting to like go through that firsthand. All right, so essentially we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to do here. We're going to say props. Return this thing, comma. And then we'll do this. Replace this with playlist. I'm curious if we have to wrap every single one. But I guess let's kind of just do them all first, and then we'll see what happens. Oops. Grab this guy again. Grab that guy there. Then add playlist modal. And then same deal. This one's going to be add song modal. Grab this one here. Got a couple more, it looks like. Comments list. And then top bar. Show members action is the one that we want. That's where we want all the data to be. Oh, I'm sorry, inside menu. Okay, so we wrapped them all. Hopefully that should do the trick. Let's start it up. We're gonna see what happens. So it loads. That's good. And then here it makes sense because we haven't hit any playlists yet. Here you would expect it to, though. Yeah. Yeah, well, see, this is our log statement of the side menu. So this is here, but members is nothing. Yo, Dub Dub! Holy, it's nice to see you, man. What's up? Yeah, so this is actually a simulator from Apple. It's just an iOS simulator. You have to have a Mac in order to download it. Not have to have a Mac, but you have to be running Mac OS. So yeah, that's where we got this one. Android. You can get Android emulators though if you download Android Studio for either Windows or Mac OS. Dude, been good, man. Been good. Nice to see you. Welcome to a programming stream. Not a Tesla road trip stream. It makes me so happy to see people from the road trip stream coming back in. Yeah, so here, Poopa, here's the index. I wrapped, like we were talking about, all my registered components in the members provider, and then passed in whatever component I was going through. I've only used the Android Studio one. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, this one is only for Mac OS. So if you want to get an iPhone simulator like this, you'd have to be through that. He means the best programming stream. Yo, thank you. Lately, it has not been feeling like the best programming stream, but I'll take it. I appreciate it. Okay, that is there. Yeah, so that does look like it's wrapped. So we have app, playlist. So bad news? Oh God. Poopa, I can't take him, man. Can't take any more bad news. I think it has to do with the fact that it's not wrapping the stack, right? iOS uses Kotlin often also. No, so iOS will use Swift, which is, some might say, a very similar kind of programming language to Swift. But yeah, Swift has, or iOS has its own language that you can use called Swift that's open source by Apple. React Navigation officially sucks. I would either switch to React Navigation instead of React Native Navigation, half-baked thanks to Wix, or use Redux. Fuck. F in chat, boys. F in chat. No, I didn't say that it was the same. I was saying that some people might say it's very similar. I got you, silly. Don't worry. I know. F in chat. F in the chat. Yeah. And you know, it was funny because as we were going through this, I was like, I feel like if we just would have put this time into switching to Redux, it probably would have been good by then. Would have been good to go. I guess, I mean, yeah, so good. It's the same principle. Yeah, exactly. Context is convenient, but it ended up being inconvenient because of React Native navigation. So it's not really context's fault. It's React Native navigation's fault, which is sort of poopy. Damn you, Wix. Damn you. Why you do this? All right. And so I guess the options are, one, we implement Redux because we are eventually going to implement Redux anyways, right? I feel like, or maybe, yeah, I feel like implementing Redux was kind of the game plan because of all the amount of data manipulation we've done, like all the data we've had to pass through these components. But I guess we could have also used context for that, right? So either way, implementing Redux would be one option. The second one would be stick with context, switch over to React navigation library instead, change the navigation. Yeah, those are the two options that I can see. And so I feel like the navigation stuff is, I mean, it's not terribly hard to switch over. And so you can still use the same structure functions. You'll just have to change with context to connect map state to props, map dispatch to props. It'll be easier to move to Redux. Okay. That's what I'm thinking. The only problem is, are we going to keep running into navigation issues down the line with this freaking library? Right? Like, it's going to be a pain in the booty. A pain in the booty. That's the only thing I'm like slightly worried about is, and like, I honestly don't think there's too much more navigation stuff out there that we have to do, but it'll be a large refactor. Okay. I trust you more than I trust myself with that, because I definitely am not sure. All different. Well, okay. I'll take it. I'll take the advice. So Redux it is. Let's go ahead and mark this down in our notes here. So React Native navigation and context is a no-go. React Native navigation is sort of poopy. I digress. Let's switch to Redux. All right. So, guess we're gonna implement some Redux. I can open up an number set. No, dude, that's all good. Yeah, no, this, I mean, I would love to do this on my own. So, or like not do this on, like, I would like to implement it myself as well, so I know what I'm doing, but I'm sure I'll have questions. Hey, Des, is it ending? No, it's not ending. Just chatting for a little bit. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't on the right screen. I was adding this comment. Yeah. This is it's all learning at the end of the day, right? So I feel like this probably should be another issue in itself. Right? implement Redux. Yeah, I'm just going to create another issue here. So this is what I'm thinking though. I guess pretty much what we can do, we can implement Redux for this one section, right? Or implement Redux throughout the app, use it in this one section, but then we're going to want to refactor everything else to use Redux, right? Like probably so. And that might be wise to do now instead of moving forward. So it looks like we have held off long enough and makes to start utilizing Redux even for our mock data. The flow, the implementation flow will go as follows. 1, set up members side menu. So this is add proper navigation support. This is currently in progress. I would mix, so I mix Redux context and local state, all depends on where the data is needed. I would just move things to Redux as needed instead of refactoring everything. So the reason why I was talking about like refactoring everything was I'm thinking about a lot of those like add and delete methods that we have, or actions for like adding a song or removing a song, or even like same thing with comments, where we have to pass down this one action to like 7 different components. That's like, one, I don't think that's very sustainable unless that is the only way to do it, which from my understanding of Redux, it shouldn't be. We should be able to call Redux on these specific components instead of having to pass down this state. And then, for example, updating our larger data model, right? Like we have our playlist. Our playlist has songs, so and then our songs have a comment. So if I add a comment, I have to update the songs and I have to update the playlist and every single component with the local state. Yeah, okay, cool. That's what I was thinking. Like that, in that sense, that makes it a lot more readable and just maintainable. So cool. So set up member side menu. This is currently in progress. We'll implement the first Redux stuff here for actions like adding, removing, editing, comments, songs, playlists. We will want to refactor those to also use Redux. And then 3, depending on what's left, we might want to fully refactor Redux, factor to Redux, or just keep current state management. All right, looking good. So we have enhancement, also in progress. Boom. Does anybody know anything about building iOS apps in Golang or Python? Building iOS apps in Golang or Python? I don't think it's possible. Yeah, there's There's no way to do that. I still gonna be reacting to just support context. Yeah, and context came out a while ago, right? In one of the GitHub posts, it was like in version 16 or dot 16 or what on dot 60. We're on like dot 62 right now. Something crazy. It's actually pretty wild. Did I already have? All right. Yeah, cool. That was mentioned there. All right, so I guess I got probably about another like 10-15 minutes. Actually, I think I might just end it here and we'll pick it up tomorrow at this point. Yeah. Might be a good idea. And then we can start fresh tomorrow with some grooviness. Trying to think, I guess, what we can before I go. See if there's anything we can remove here. I don't think so. I think anything at this point that has context will be check ahead on all context. So I kind of want to keep the context stuff around just so I can use it as reference as I'm going through Redux, because if it's as similar as you're saying, Poopa, it would be cool to have that as like a reference just to go back on. I asked because I read something about Go Mobile sounding interesting. Oh, cool. No, I haven't heard about that, Dub. I have not. But Golang mobile apps, that would be really interesting. Yeah. Okay, and then navigation contents. Yeah. I can always add the assets, I guess, right? Top bar, side menu. Oh, yeah? Okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go through then and just like, because I still want to make sure I have my sidebar stuff set up. Maybe we can just set like the mock data in there, and then we'll do that. Yeah, I thought it was like maybe like a good amount similar, but if you're saying it's not, then yeah, let's not do that. Git status. Okay. So again, playlist item with context. See you later, friend. Use effect will remove. Set members. See you later. Show members action. We need that. Okay, and then we have navigation constants. Pretty sure that should be okay. Yeah, there we go. Side menu items and whatnot, and then index.js. Oh, wrong one. All right, just go here. I think this one we can just check out fully. Oh no, actually, because of the members. So members provider, see you later. Show members and members side menu. And then we just remove this. Dude, so sad. But that was a cool learning experience. I still think I think with side projects, right? It's it's okay to not be like super proficient or like efficient in a lot of these things. Sure, like we just implemented this stuff and then realized, oh, we can't do it. But hey, learned something new. Learned about context, so that's cool. Yeah, no, I get how context works now for sure. I think the implementation you do is a little bit over my head. There are some things that don't quite click in my mind yet, especially like the HOC stuff. But I think in context as a concept in general makes like much more sense to me now. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we did that there. Don't need that. So thank you for that, friend. Yeah, appreciate it. You'll see HOC in Redux soon. Yay! Well, then hopefully I'll get super good at it. And I'll really understand it. Members, okay. And then common top bar. Yeah, pretty simple. And then context, we can remove that. The connect function you will use basically the same thing we just implement. Okay. Cool, cool. All right, let's commit this stuff then. Oh, I guess let's run it first, right? Yeah, it's probably a good idea there. Internal error? What is the problem? Oh, context. Yeah, that's probably why. God, feel bad, I led you straight. Oh man, you should feel bad. You should feel terrible. Nah, dude. You didn't lead me astray at all. It's not your job to do the research on what my navigation library can support or not. Oh, guess we can remove this stuff. Yeah, dude. Don't sweat it at all. It is all good. Yo, Aaron. It is going good, my friend. Thanks for asking. About to commit some code, which is always good. Yeah, and so for right now, I'm just going to do just a string. Some. I'll just do members. So Alec. Ya boy. Banks. Boom. Let's reload this thing. Oh, we gotta restart this thing. NPM start. MGM, hit him on the beat. How are you doing today, Aaron? With context. Gosh darn it. Get out of here. All right. So now at this point, there it is. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but yeah. The the flat list doesn't abide by the safe rules. Yeah, but essentially that's all we're looking for. So that's good. Got the mock data in there. Git status. Git add. Git commit. Adding initial work for navigation or side menu. Pretty well, just hanging out before I dive into Circle CI for a bit. Oh, nice, nice. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate you being here. Circle CI can be some fun stuff, eh? Always be some fun stuff. Folks, I think that's gonna be the end of the stream for me today. Appreciate y'all being here. Thanks to all the new followers that came out, said hey. If you're new to the channel, consider giving it a follow. We'd love to have you come back, get notified when I go live. Aaron Raff, thanks for the follow, friend. Appreciate you, dude. I'm here 3 times a week, trying to push up the schedule again to 5 times a week. But yeah, here 5:30 a.m. PST or 12:30 p.m. UTC time. We'd love to have you come back. We also have an awesome Discord. If you type !Discord in the chat, get a link to that. Join in. Hook your Twitch account to your Discord account. Have a good time. Get some cool role badges and things like that. But at the end of every stream, I love throwing a raid. So what we're going to do today is throw a raid to another Twitch streamer out there in the world. Oh no. Yeah, you too, Aaron. Thanks for being here, man. If you are a sub, grab that first message. Let's get groovy. And if you're not, don't worry. Grab that second one. Let's see who we got here in the world of Twitch today. Let's see what Top is doing. I haven't rated him in a long time. This is good. This is great. Let's show him some love. We're just gonna go here. Again, folks, don't forget to grab the message. Appreciate you all being here. Hope you had fun. We'll be here same time, same place tomorrow. What else? What else is there? I don't think that's it. I think we're definitely making some progress. Twitch, hello. Wow. Couldn't dismiss the header. I think we're making good progress. We're going slow. Tomorrow we'll start with Redux. So that should be fun. But keep working on those side projects, folks. I think this is kind of the fun part about it. Just like going at your own pace, doing what you can. I only work on this project on stream, so maybe I just need to stream more, right? That's really what it is. Maybe that's what it is. But have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will... Oh my gosh. Hold on. Yeah. I'm going to plug my mouse back into the other computer. There we go. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Thanks for being here. Peace and love, friends. Check ya next time.